of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production. Starring Karl Malden. Special guest star Michael Douglas. Also starring Richard Hatch. With guest stars in alphabetical order:
Stu Klitsner,
Darlene
Stu
Carr,
Klitsner,
Tina
Stu
Chen,
Klitsner,
Jan
Stu Klitsner, Stu
Susan Day,
Klitsner,
Norman
Stu
Fell,
Klitsner,
Gary
Stu
Frank.
Klitsner.
Tonight's episode, The
Stu
Thrill
Klitsner.
Killers, Part 2.
Lieutenant Stone, Inspector Keller, San Francisco homicide.
How do you do? 2 blows. One at the back of the head, another by the right temple. I'll need an autopsy to establish precise cause of death.
This how the body was found?
Nothing's been moved.
Somebody had a little party. This the weapon?
Looks like.
Mr. Wilson, the sergeant said you were the one that found her?
That's right.
Well, the bullet didn't kill him. I guess the impact broke his shoulder and knocked him into the bay.
And his boots filled with water. Once he was in, he may as well have been wearing some men's shoes.
He hadn't been in the water more than a few hours. I suppose I can't rush the report through. You have a name?
Yeah, Louis Roselli. It's a positive ID from his partner, Perturo. Joe Perturo.
Louis Roselli.
Is he the one who called in about the shots?
Says he didn't. That's him. This wasn't an accident.
How come so fast?
Marshall was, he was a water freak. Half the pictures I ever saw, he was either in a boat or standing in a wetsuit with some world's record fish.
Couldn't he make one mistake?
Not like that, no. No, anybody with his experience would never load a spear gun out of the water.
Well, how about another kind? Let's say the people kind.
Well, the papers never sounded like that. You know, he's good-looking, good speaker, married to the right woman. She was always in the fashion page in the newspaper, on television for some good cause.
You got a knife?
Mm-hmm.
Here, cut this.
What do you got?
Well, this is all his equipment here. It's all dry.
Well, so's the gun.
Here, shake it. How long does it take for a thing like that to drain?
This has been used today.
Was he in the water, Doc?
No. His hair and his suit is dry.
Probably been wiped from prints, but had the lab take a look at it anyway.
Yes, sir.
We'll also have them lift anything on the ladder here.
Right.
Yeah, he was from out of town. Say, whose boat was this?
Belongs to Reed Bradshaw.
The shipping guy?
Yes, sir.
Say, didn't you say that Marshall was in commerce?
He is, yeah.
Okay. Let's find out where he was staying and what he was doing here.
Is that of a Caucasian male weighing approximately 170 pounds, measuring 70 3/4 inches. The head is bald, sides are shaved, eyes are brown. There's a small scar on the right ear. The nose and the mouth are essentially unremarkable, with the exception of cavities in the upper right incisor and the lower right molar.
We can go now.
Pop, let's go.
Mr. Davies? When?
Now.
All right, we'll be right over. Game's over. You owe me 2 beers. Come on.
Listen, why do I always have to owe you when I can pay you?
Watching you bowl is pay enough. Window is open. Smudges on the windowsill. There's a trellis on the outside.
Burglary?
Maybe. But we can scratch one motive. Jewelry theft. Did you see the ring on that guy's little finger?
No.
Oh, it's got to go for at least 5 figures. Anything else?
No, that's it, Mike. 2 shots, point blank. 32 caliber, I'd say, but I'll check it out.
Thanks.
Nice shoes.
I forgot them. Listen, why didn't you remind... Well, anyway, whoever it was knew his way around.
Any details?
Norwegian freighter crew discovered her body.
She wasn't in the water more than a couple of hours.
She's no more than 16, 17 at the most.
That's my guess, Mike.
No wallet?
Position of the body says she went off the bridge. Could have jumped, but there's bruises on her upper arms that look like handprints, as if she was held from behind.
Couldn't those have happened when she hit the water, when they took her out?
Not likely. There's a bruise in her lower right jaw that doesn't appear to have come from the fall either. That's about as much as I can give you before the autopsy.
Thanks. We'll hold on to these.
Okay, see you later.
See you, buddy.
Mike, back here.
Where?
Men's room.
Davies.
Killed by a small caliber handgun, point blank. One shot hit the heart dead center, and the other one went into the mirror.
Second shot killed him.
How do you know that?
Well, here's where he dropped. Right about here's where he was standing. With that slug in the glass, it's about head high, shot from a short distance. Wasn't meant to kill. Was guaranteed to buy information.
Like who hired him to hit Johnny Brennan?
That's right. It has to be someone that Murray turned loose. Who found the body?
The day man. Name's Hughes. Says he opened up at 8.
Mr. Hughes, I'm Lieutenant Stone. You open up every day?
Yes, sir, every day. But right away, I knew something was funny. All the lights was on. They ain't never been on before.
Was the front door locked when you came in?
Bolted like always.
How about the back door?
Well, the back door's self-locking.
Mike?
Excuse me.
Lipstick on the cigarette and on the glass.
Everything else in the place has been cleaned up.
Yep.
Well, which means that the last person in here was a woman, or that he just forgot to empty this glass and ashtray.
Lieutenant, hospital has someone down there says they have to see you right away. Some undertaker named Marioni.
Lab, take care of these.
Come on, get in! Get in! Police! Hold it!
There was a guy shot in a black car. It just took off that way.
I'll take this end. You try to pick up the car.
How you doing, Ray?
Fine, how are you?
Anybody see what happened?
Not in here. Boy, there saw the shooting outside, though.
Outside? What do you mean outside?
Yes, sir, near the corner. There was just a lot of shooting.
I picked this up off the street. The guy who dropped it got hit and took off. My partner went after him.
One bullet, point blank. Nobody heard it?
Silencer, Mike. Must have been a hit.
The license says Robert Olson. Anybody know him?
I did. I mean, I never knew his name. But he came in regular every morning.
You talked to him then?
Well, no, just to take his order. He never really said much.
You didn't see who shot him?
I saw him. The guy who dropped the gun.
Oh, good. Can you tell me what he looked like?
Well, he was tall, you know, and kind of thin.
Uh-huh, how tall?
Well, I don't know, maybe over 6 feet. You see, I never really got a good look at him because everything happened so fast. I mean, there was this other guy shooting down at him, and he fell. And then he sort of crawled into this car, and it took off.
What'd the other guy look like?
Well, now, he was kind of old, but he really moved fast.
How old, son?
Well, I don't know.
Can you guess?
About like you.
Yeah, sure. Come on, show me outside.
The one who was doing all the shooting was up over there, and the guy crossed the street, and this is where he got shot, right here. See? Look, this is where he fell. You can see it right here.
Looks like the other guy didn't miss.
Yeah, and then after the shooting, then this car that was right here pulled around the side, and the door was hanging open. The guy kind of crawled in, and then they just drove off.
Who's they?
Yeah, there was another guy in there with him. He yelled something.
What did he yell, a name?
Yeah, I think so.
What was the name?
It was Waco. That was it. Yeah, he yelled, "Waco, get in."
Waco.
Yes.
You sure that's what he said?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Does that mean something?
Yeah, maybe.
Lieutenant, I'm Officer Mapes. I tried to collar the guy that was doing all the shooting, but I lost him.
Describe him.
He's not too tall, stocky. Check top coat, gray hat, black shoes. I never saw his face.
All right, I want a full report. What's your name, son?
Eddie Myers.
Well, do you mind giving your name and address to this officer? We may want to talk to you again later.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, let's check out those prints.
What do you expect to find in our employee files, Lieutenant?
A man who might have worked for you in the past.
But you don't even know his name.
Well, we've got a list of names over there, and we're cross-checking with your files.
Well, I hope our files can be of some help.
So do I. We're down to the last straw, Mr. Shelby, before the shooting starts.
Well, that takes...
Where is he?
Down at the point.
Did you try talking to him?
I tried. Nothing. I started to reach for him once, but he nearly went over, so I backed off.
Let me try talking to him. I think he'll remember me.
Just be careful.
Paul? You remember me? Well, I talked to Bobby's doctor. Bobby's gonna be all right. Pretty cold out here, isn't it? You cold? You wanna go inside? Someplace warm, have some coffee, talk? Listen, Paul, you're a very talented young man who's got his whole life ahead of him. Now, I know you can't see it now, but, well, it's like a movie. If you leave during the bad part, you'll never know if it's going to get any better. that wind cuts right through you, doesn't it?
How'd you know I was up here?
Vicky told me. Vicky said that you two had this private joke that when things got really bad, came to the bridge. She cares a lot about you, Paul. So does your mother and father.
I failed them.
But they love you.
I tried to kill them.
But you didn't hate them. You were only afraid they'd be disappointed in you. That they'd be upset with you, but they love you, Paul. It's not gonna do you or them any good if you jump. So just come on back. Give them a chance to help you.
I failed them! I tried to kill them! And now I can't even jump!
It's okay. I know, Paul. I know. I know it's gonna be all right. Get you someplace warm. Talk. Come on, Paul. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be okay, I know. All right, back off. Everybody just back out.
And so it has been a most difficult, painful decision we've had to make. But this city and the world cannot tolerate a tyranny of extremists. It cannot accede to a law of the lawless. I trust the families of the jurors will understand when I say that we cannot and will not release Nick and Marie Tanager without due process of law.
We will not be blackmailed into paying 1 cent of ransom. What we will discuss is the absolute safe return of the 12 hostages in exchange for the peaceful surrender of their kidnappers. Accordingly, we will need the assistance of every citizen in apprehending these criminals.
They're not gonna do it.
They don't believe us. That's too bad. I guess we're just gonna have to make it very clear to them, aren't we?
These are pictures of the 4 suspected kidnappers. If you have reason to believe you know where they can be found, please call the San Francisco Police at 553-9111.
Lieutenant, Miss Stone, you can see Inspector Keller now if you wish.
As they are armed and dangerous. Again.
That'll be the day when you have to support me, let me tell you.
People versus Brim. Is defendant ready to make his plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Charge is assault with a deadly weapon and resisting an officer. How do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Bail is set at $2,500. Defendant will be held over to Department 31, February 6th.
What are you doing here?
Message from the boss. When bail comes up on Wilson, don't argue.
What?
Next case is People versus Wilson.
What are you talking about?
It's all arranged. Don't argue.
Charge is murder in the first degree. How do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. Request trial by jury.
Defendant will be held over to Department 40 on March 10th.
The defense renews its motion for bail.
Has the district attorney been notified?
Yes, Your Honor. We have no objections.
Motion approved. Once bond is secured, defendant will be released.
Jerry, what the hell is going on?
I don't know, Karl.
I do. You made a deal. Now, what about Paul Brown, huh?
He stays.
Oh, that's real sweet. I can see it pays to have rich friends. You planning to run for office soon?
Wait a minute, Jerry. What is he talking about?